Hold on now. Were you all under the impression that Puerto Rico would conclude with a small drink spill and some side-eye shade? No, baby. This isn't vacation mode with hip-hop and love. As of this morning, rumors are that Young Jock is more than just a trend. For that reason, this is Law and Order. Little edition. He is being held. Yes, you did hear that. It seems that the same athlete who vowed never to lose his temper again transformed that promise into a highly explosive public catastrophe. Rasheeda sobbed in the lobby like it was the Grey's Anatomy season finale, and Kirk Frost was in the hospital. But hold on, was this something much more serious than a brawl gone wrong? According to some insiders, this had nothing to do with Kendra, but rather had to do with money, loyalty, and a betrayal that had been simmering for months behind the scenes. Hold on tight, because what I'm going to reveal isn't your typical reality TV scandal. That's the type of tale. Let's go back in time and fix this reality TV catastrophe. Because there had been a fight before handcuffs, hospital rooms, and Rasheeda's mascara streaming like it had a place. We're talking about the argument that escalated a Puerto Rican getaway into a full-fledged criminal investigation. It all began when Atlanta's walking meme, Young Jock, chose to confront Kirk Frost about respect. Now, respect in this circle typically indicates that someone cheated, lied, or stole my plot, as anyone who has watched Love and Hip Hop Atlanta for even 5 minutes will tell you. Jock wasn't holding back, baby. According to several witnesses, by which I mean half of the cast, it was streamed live for influence. Quickly, the tequila shots turned into shackles. Kirk was accused by Jock of entangling Kendra in his business problems, paid studio money, and something like that. And perhaps, just possibly, some secrets about double crosses and side transactions. Then the shove arrived. The swing then arrived. Kirk then landed on the earth. Extremely high blood pressure. Rasheeda yelled for security as if this was a particularly awful cops reality TV episode. This is when things start to get really crazy, though. According to sources, Kirk collapsed rather than simply fell. Yes, some claim the punch was the thing. Others mutter that it was stress. Kirk ended up in the hospital in any case. The cameras stopped. Within minutes, the hashtag prayer fork was trending like wildfire due to production panic. Let's now discuss Rasheeda, the poised queen. She always takes her drink while everyone else throws theirs away. But this time, she broke completely. Rumor has it that she arrived. She was still in her resort robe at the hospital, screaming, "Why would he do this to us?" One nurse reportedly told TMZ, "I thought she was rehearsing a scene at a bewildered intern. The production was in full panic mode when I realized, oh no, this is real-life drama." The loss of security footage was mysterious. VH1 executives were already speculating about liability after crew members were instructed to respond. Nothing says, let's face it, nothing says ratings catastrophe. Similar to a cast member catching a crime on film. Then followed the unexpected turn of events. The police arrived. It seems that the resort employees had already contacted them after hearing glass shattering and cries. There was no running Jock when they got there. He wasn't hiding. He was merely repeating a single line while sitting by the pool with his head in his hands. This is not what I intended to happen. You might use a spoon to ease the stress. While phones were recording from every direction, the officers escorted him out in handcuffs. Before Jock ever made it to the station, the video went viral on social media. Within an hour, it was uploaded on every gossip website, ranging from Hollywood Unlocks to the local talk show. The comments state brutal. And the caption reads, "Young Jock arrested after Kirk hospitalized." This blow-up was months in the making, according to insiders. There's no way Jock turned Love and Hip Hop into jail and hospital. Rasheeda doesn't deserve this mess. Kirk always finds a way to make her cry, even when it's not his fault. Seems that Jock had been resentful ever since learning that Kirk had supposedly used his identity to obtain a brand relationship that should have been Jock's. When Puerto Rico revealed the truth, Rico's rage boiled up like a Hennessy that had gone bad. According to one insider who was obviously eager to share it, Jock felt taken advantage of. Kirk, he claimed, removed food from his plate, However, there was also personal treachery in addition to commercial. And there's more if that wasn't enough. There are rumors that Jock's fiancée Kendra may have been the cause of this mayhem. According to several fans, Jock's anger was stoked by learning that Kendra had been communicating by text with someone associated with Kirk's camp, potentially disclosing information that was never intended to be seen outside of Jock's social circle. In essence, Jock believed he was addressing Kirk about business, but what he actually discovered was a web of deceit, loyalty tests, and treachery that would require a reality TV producer to sort through. Officially, by midnight, Juke was booked. Aggravated assault resulting in harm is the charge. Ironically, his current single is rising higher than any of his previous 5-year releases. However, Rasheeda was observed sobbing as she left the hospital, refusing to communicate with cameras. She simply made one statement on Instagram: "There are some things that go too far. Please remember to pray for our family." But wait, because if you think that's where the chaos ends, think again. A few hours later, an anonymous insider leaked something that apparently sent fans into a tailspin. The comments were immediately filled with heart emojis, crying faces, and one brave soul writing, "Girl, he's been stressing you out since season 1. It is possible that this altercation was not spontaneous." Yes, you did hear me. Rumor has it that the production was aware of the tension and may have even staged the entire situation to boost ratings. This is the point at which the entire situation changes from tragedy to telenovela. What if I told you that Jock's alleged explosive altercation may have been a prearranged setup rather than a spontaneous outburst? Yes, some unnamed insiders translated it. Individuals who adore Messer asserting that producers were aware that tension between Kirk and Jock would soon explode. Keep the cameras rolling no matter what. The scene could trend. The showrunner stated in a text conversation that one of the production assistants allegedly leaked. "So, you're telling me they saw 2 grown men arguing over money, women, and ego? And said, let's create stuff." Yes. According to rumors, producers even instructed the crew to increase the intensity before filming, proving that she never met Hollywood ethics. During the Puerto Rico dinner scene, one staffer reportedly said, "If it gets physical, let's make sure we get it in 4K. And get it they did. Drinks were being served, the mix was hot, and people's egos were already fragile. A grainy film of Jock standing and shouting something about betrayal before Kirk surged forward appeared on the internet one day after his arrest. The cut stops abruptly, but the harm was done. Fans went full CSI, zooming on reunion day. The H1's PR staff hurried more quickly than Jock's barber and issued a statement stating, "We do not condone violence and are cooperating with authorities." Meanwhile, they were humming and slowing down as if this were the Dine Hip Hop edition. The hashtags #LHLExposed and #JusticeForJosie surged the same night after screenshots of that "keep cameras rolling" text emerged, but the internet wasn't buying it. The storyline changed, and instead of Jock being a villain in the network's reality chess game, he ended up as a victim. Tybatasha, a self-described insider, wrote, "Producers baited Jock all week. They sent him information about Kirk engaging in dubious activities behind his back. They got blood instead of pyrotechnics. In just 6 hours, her post received 2 million views. The narrative abruptly shifted from assault to setup. That's not all, though, because doubling the drama is one of this franchise's strongest points. Let's talk about the leaks. By the 3rd day, Jock's bail hearing transcript was among the purported court documents that began making the rounds on the internet. However, the actual gag was phony. A sentence that said, "Defendant claims reality producers encouraged altercation for entertainment purposes," was really photoshopped. After Shadroom posted it with the caption, "Chilly, what kind of script is this?" the voice notes appeared. It appeared genuine enough that gossip blogs devoured it. Suddenly, an enigmatic audio clip appeared in which a person who sounded precisely like a VH1 official said, "We can't cancel the show. The fight makes good TV." Was this a real incident? Most likely not. Were people interested? Not at all. The internet made the decision. Jock was set up. Kirk is still in the hospital in the meantime. Rasheeda is still having breakdowns, but reports indicate that he is stable. This wasn't supposed to happen, she muttered to the paparazzi as they caught her outside sobbing into her phone. Fans sympathized with her until another twist occurred. Hospital tape of Kirk speaking to a nurse was leaked, revealing that it wasn't all Jock's fault. Social media was completely appended by that one clip. Wait, Kirk is standing up for Jock, who is at fault if the victim claims it wasn't his fault. And that's when the conspiracy theory began, baby. People started accusing everyone from PR managers to producers. One YouTuber said he had evidence that the fight was fabricated using sound frequency analysis, while another profanely arrest footage appeared too dramatic to be true. To make things worse, Jock's mug show-tappered, smirking as if he had just released a mixtape. Timelines were overrun with memes. A new single was released. Jail talk effed, Rasheeda shed tears, and the whole situation was chaotic, viral, and at the height of the internet. While some fans laughed, others began to ask serious questions. Could the producers really be held legally responsible for this? Could Kirk's medical team sue JQ for negligence? The word lawsuit started trending alongside Laudel. And then there was another shocking revelation. An alleged email chain from a higher-up in the network leaked, saying if Kirk doesn't make it to the next taping, pivot the storyline to Rasheeda's grief and Jock's redemption. The insolence of transforming a medical emergency into a promotional pitch. Public fury reached unprecedented heights only on reality TV. Boycotts, petitions, and one amusingly named campaign were among the ways that fans called for accountability. The producers might be fired by #FreeJoe. Still, there was no response from Kirk, Jock, or VH1 until you realized what was about to happen. Rasheeda said something. She went live late that evening. Just tears and unadulterated emotion without any makeup or glitz. She said, "I can't say much about what happened, but I will say this. Some people care more about footage than families." Nick fell. The fan base was rocked by that one sentence. Some viewers pleaded for privacy, while others bombarded her comments asking her to share everything. Her live performance ended after an hour. 400,000 viewers more than some real TV shows managed to get. Then she made a statement that caused everyone to stop. What did she mean by that? If the truth is revealed, you'll all see who the really bad guys are. And then there will be anarchy on the internet, a fade to black, and a camera pan. Who are the true bad guys? Jock, the producers, or someone else? More theories were created than Jock's hairstyles. According to some, Rasheeda was implying that there is another actor pulling strings. Others said that Kirk's illness was fabricated for the media and that the entire event was manufactured. Here's the worst part, though. A production-related source claims that after VH1 was accused of irresponsibility on social media, the FBI actually contacted them to examine the film. Regardless of its veracity, it was sufficient to get media attention. We now have a handcuffed Jock, a distraught Rasheeda, an injured Kirk, and producers who are evading justice in their own scandal. What follows, though? Because rumors have it that the true repercussions haven't even begun yet. Let us now resume where we left off. Anarchy everywhere. Jock appears to have recently realized that hip-hop and love don't pay bail money as he sits in county jail. Rasheeda is apparently negotiating an exclusive interview agreement while Kirk remains in a hospital bed, sobbing. And producers were hiding in their offices, acting as though this was simply another miscommunication. But the police weren't playing, darling, whether you understood it or not. Jock was charged with assault, causing physical harm, and interrupting the filming process, according to official reports that are making the rounds online. TMZ received the booking document ahead of his attorney. They even made a public video of Jock being led in handcuffs from his Atlanta house while sporting a screaming face, slides, and socks. That clip went viral on the internet. I told y'all not to test me. Hours later, hashtags were trending once more. Hashtag free Thamilet, hashtag Joe clocked up, And my personal fave, #Rasheeda deserves better treatment. Fans were memeing, but the truth was not pretty. According to reports, authorities reopened earlier accusations about Jock's outbursts on site. According to a document that was released, production had concealed 2 previous altercations, one with a security guard and a camera operator. To put it another way, this was nothing new to him. It was the only one to go public at last. After that, the dominoes began to fall. Insiders speculated that BH1 secretly halted filming indefinitely because advertisers began to withdraw. Not because of safety concerns. Star rested after the onset assault. Kant didn't want the names of big businesses next to it. Blame him. Nothing destroys sponsorship more quickly than hospital beds and handcuffs. In the meantime, Rasheeda's emotional collapse escalated into a full-scale public confrontation. She read from her phone as she went live once more. "I've been quiet out of deference, but I can't hold my tongue any longer." Her hands trembled, her voice broke, and then she revealed a shocking revelation that no one had anticipated. It wasn't about your opinions that night. It has nothing to do with cheating. It had to do with treachery. Puerto Rico wasn't the beginning of it either. When Jock learned what Kirk was concealing, it all began months ago. Play this sound effect of a gasp, because it seems that Jock had learned that Kirk had been surreptitiously diverting commercial agreements from a nightclub venture they were meant to co-own, which collapsed before any filming had begun, because he felt taken advantage of. Jock brought his feelings as well as a beverage. The conflict wasn't random, but it was real. It was drama cloaked in business rivalry. The crazy part comes next. A leaked email surfaced online following Rasheed's live. It did, of course, talking about possible contract fraud between the Frost and production partners. Purportedly from VH1's legal department. It made no difference if it was real or not. The H1 was deemed unclean by the internet. Titles like Proof, BH1 manipulates their